Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Irina. Today I wanted to share with you my approach when it comes to handling my banking accounts. In this video, I will mostly talk about checking and savings. So my main goal, regardless of what account I want to open, is to maximize profit. So in my main approach is just to keep my eyes open to all offers that come my way. My credit score is pretty high, so I do get lots of offers. I do get them in mail, online, but I do not use all of them, and I do not really recommend doing that just because if you open too many accounts within a short period of time, you will just hurt your credit. But what I do check all of them in case there's something that can be really complimentary to me. So let's talk about checking first. When it comes to checking, you're not going to make any profit because there's no really interest rate. Even though some banks do offer interest rate, it's so tiny, it doesn't even make sense to talk about it. But it's okay because my checking account is my spending account. That's where I deposit my earnings. That's where I pay my bills from. So it doesn't matter. I do not keep money over there. So I don't care if there's interest or not. But you still can make some money with checking accounts if you find an account that, or if you find a bank that offers to open checking account and they offer sign up bonuses for doing that. So my personal preference when it comes to checking, I want to have a physical location for my bank, like a branch, a brick and mortar bank. For a long time, because I do want to go and use ATM and withdraw and deposit. And for a long time, I did have Wells Fargo and it worked fine. But then we moved to upstate New York and here we don't have Wells Fargo. So I didn't jump right away and I didn't open a new account in a different bank because I still had a checkbook with lots of checks left. And at that time, I still used those checks. But after a while, I realized that I wasn't using those checks anymore. I don't think people really do use them anymore anyway. And that's when Chase actually opened a branch in my city. And they offered those checking accounts with sign up bonuses. So that's when I closed my Wells Fargo account and I opened my Chase account and they gave me $300. And the interesting thing, I did talk to one of my friends after that. I told her about $300 that I got practically for nothing. She was surprised because she said she saw those deals, but she never thought they were true. So actually it was then when I got an idea to make a video like that, just because I thought, what if other people think it's not true? Now you know it's true. Do not disregard those offers. So, I actually did make a short list for you guys with current offers. Check if you have those banks. Maybe some other banks also offer sign-up bonuses. This is what I found online recently. So the only common sort of denominator, common requirements, you would have to start making direct deposits to those accounts to get that sign-up bonus from your job or whatever source of income you have. So Bank of America will give you $200 for direct depositing, $200 within 90 days. Chase will give you $300 for making a direct deposit of $500 within 90 days. This is the one that I opened. Citi will give you $300 for depositing $1,500 within 90 days. And TD Bank will give you $200 for depositing $500 and $300 for depositing $2,500 within 60 days. So those are just a few current deals. Let's talk about savings accounts now. So when it comes to savings, I do want to have interest rate because I do keep money over there for long term. So I do want to make some money. But I do not really need a branch for that. I do not really need physical location because I do not use ATM when it comes to savings accounts. If I need to pull some money from my savings, I usually transfer them first to my checking and then I use ATM. So all transactions are online. So that's why I prefer online banking. Even though all these banks that I mentioned before, brick and mortar banks, they obviously do have savings accounts and they do also offer sign up bonuses if you open savings account. The only difference, you would have to deposit initially a large amount of money. But the main reason why I do not open savings in brick and mortar banks, because again, the interest rate is so tiny. I think it's below 1%, so it doesn't make sense. I prefer online, so I choose high yield online savings accounts. I didn't make a list just because if you Google high yield online savings, you will see the whole list of different banks that offer those accounts. The interest rate varies right now from 4.2 to 5.5. The only difference is how much money they want you to deposit initially. Most of those banks actually do not have any minimum, so there is no requirement, so you can deposit any amount you have. Some of them will have a requirement. I also noticed that a couple of those banks offered sign-up bonuses, but the amount you would have to deposit initially was large, $25,000. But in this case, you would have a high interest rate and a sign-up bonus. So, and even though I didn't make a list, I can tell you the banks that I use. I have 3 high yield savings accounts with Discover, where I make 4.2, with Ally Bank, which spells ALLY, or interest rate 4.2 as well, and Vanguard with interest rate 4.8. Even though, as I mentioned before, you can find now up to 5.5 interest rate, I'm not going to close my account and open different ones and or keep opening accounts. That's actually how I ended up with 3, because a few years ago when I started saving, I opened my first high yield savings account, and then after a while I saw another one with a high interest rate, and then I opened another one. So now I have 3. I think it's enough. First of all, that interest rate that I get right now in those banks is not permanent. If there's a tendency for interest rate to go up, my banks will also increase it. And sometimes it does drop, but that's how it happened in COVID. It did drop to like 1.5 or something like that, but then it went back up. So it's not a problem. Anyway, I'm not going to open new ones just because there is an account with a high interest rate. All I do, that's my second approach. I do work with existing accounts with existing banks that I have, because I already like those banks. I like their very user-friendly websites, because that's what is important when it comes to online banking. What I do, I will give you an example. I have in my Ally Bank, I have high yield savings account with interest rate 4.2, and I have about 7,500 over there. So, and then I saw that Ally Bank was offering a CD for 6 months with interest rate 4.8. So what I did, but I needed $5,000 to open that CD. So I opened CD, I pulled $5,000 out of those 7,500 from savings into CD. So now for next 6 months, I will have 4.8 interest rate instead of 4.2. So that's how I do. That's how I work with my existing accounts. The same way I do work with my retirement accounts. I have IRA, I have Roth IRA, but I'm not going to talk about it over here just because I want to make another video about it. So, and when I just mentioned that I had 7,500 in one of my savings accounts, I kind of did it on purpose just to show you that I'm not rich by any means, and my videos are not for rich people. So I work from paycheck to paycheck, but sometimes I have some money left. I don't want to just go spend it just because I have it, and I don't want to keep it under my mattress either just because I want my money to work for me. And for example, in one of my videos about credit cards, I do say that I make about $400 a year just with cash back from credit cards alone. So this $400 is a huge amount for me. And I'm not going to disregard that. Quite the opposite. I would just do everything possible so I can maximize that. I'm not going to talk about credit cards over here. I do have already a video. It's called which credit cards I use to maximize cashback. So you can check that video if you're interested in that. Here, I just want to mention how I look for deals when it comes to credit cards. So all credit cards pretty much pay cashback, right? But it's usually like 1%, 1.5, something like that. I do have my 2 favorite credit cards with Discover and Chase because they do have 5% cashback in different categories, and they do switch those categories each quarter. every 3 months. Sometimes they do overlap, but most of the times they don't. So I was pretty satisfied. And as I mentioned, I do get lots of offers with credit cards. The offers, they are different. Some offers, I get lots of offers with zero interest rate for like a year and a half, or the offers that would give me nice credit line. I do not use those offers just because I do not live out of my credit cards. I have no debt. The only offers with credit cards that I use are those that offer a nice cashback. So recently, Ally Bank sent me an application for a new credit card, and they were offering 3% cashback for gas, grocery, and pharmacy. That one I did open just because I thought this one would be very complementary to my other two. Let's say I need to buy gas and it's not in those 5% cashback categories with Discover or Chase, I can use my new Ally Bank because it gives me 3% cashback as opposed to 1. So those are my approaches. But the main I just keep my eyes open and I choose offers that really useful for me. And that's about it. I think I covered everything I wanted to say today. And I'll see you next time when I have something else to talk about. Bye.